Hey guys, James here today and welcome back to another Sims 4 building video. We're back on the movie studio lot. If you haven't seen this build already, do check it out right here on screen, or you can check it out at the end of the video. We build the rest of this lot. It's basically a movie studio lot, but really small and in the suburbs, and it's a house that we live in. So today, now that we've earned more money, you can see we have $172,000 to spend. We are renovating the largest soundstage on the lot to actually include movie sets that we're going to basically live in as a house, because why not? And I thought when I was building this, and I did this all live on Twitch, so there was a lot of good feedback and ideas and suggestions. When we're doing this, I was like, I really want to do like a 70s sort of mid-century modern build, even though that's not really mid-century, that's 70s. It's not, yeah, no, not mid-century, but that was the initial idea. The initial idea was like, I want to do like mid-century modern, and then we sort of migrated and shifted. We pivoted to a 70s style build. So basically in here, in this soundstage, we're going to be building a living room set. We're going to be building a kitchen set, a kitchen like sort of breakfast set, and then also a bedroom set that we're obviously going to be using as an actual kitchen, an actual living room, and an actual bedroom. So that's what we're building, but it's obviously all going to be open. There's going to be lots of cameras and lighting and special effects machines and green screens. I don't know. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to build these. I got to be honest. The only sad thing about it, and I think it's great in this case that I'm building it, and we're actually going to be living in it. But I think because I loved building this, it was so much fun. And then people were asking me, it's like, hey, are you going to build like a proper full size like movie studio lot and like do it like on a 64 by 64, build all this other stuff? And I'm like, I don't think there'd be any point. like there'd be no point because you wouldn't use it. Like, I don't know. I feel like it'd be completely useless. I think in this scale, it's probably good. This is a 50 by 40 lot. We have a few sound stages, and I think it works for this sort of usage. And I had fun with it anyway. I had a lot of fun with it. So I really wanted to use this door, but then it turns out that it was way too big. So you can see we're using... Well, it doesn't look that big. You'll see in a second when I start putting in furniture. But because we're using the highest wall or the tallest half wall height, which I actually end up changing, and we don't use half walls because otherwise Sims would always put plates on top of the half wall, and we couldn't use one of the other half walls that have like a fencing on top of it because the half walls are too tall. So I actually ended up just using regular walls so that we sort of avoided that problem. The downside of that being is that the walls will actually go down when you're in live mode, so you won't see like the backdrop, which it's a bit of a shame because for a set, I think it's kind of fun to be able to see the wall in the back. But anyway, whatever. So as I was doing this, you can, because we're using the tallest walls, the doors and windows and that, I'm like, oh yeah, they look fine. They look good. And then you'll see, I'm like, hang on. I was like, hold up a second. Let's just check the scale first because I know these walls are tall. They don't look it, but as soon as we put an item in there, I'm like, oh, okay. Especially when we put in a regular sized door, you'll see how small it looks. It's because everything's out of scale in here. Because the walls are tall, because the whole room is open, we don't have any sense of scale. So it's like, oh yeah, that looks fine. But yeah, so what we're doing here as well, we're building like a very stereotypical TV show living room set. They always have the set of stairs in the back. They have a door off to the front. I swear there's so many shows that do this. Wasn't like Everybody Loves Raymond. I swear there's a setup like that. And then you have that 70s show that was set up like that. And then Family Guy is even set up like that. A slightly different orientation, but they have the sort of stairs at the back of the living room and the front door right there. Like it's such a look here. There's the door, by the way. There's a regular sized door. I was like, okay. I was like, okay, now we know the height of the windows, where the door should be. I was like, I had to remove that giant door. I really love the look of it, though. I love that door so much, but it's like, it doesn't make sense for this set, especially for the style and era that we're going for. But anyway, so we got the scale down now. That's sort of what we're working with. Yeah, so it's a very common stereotypical sort of layout for a living room. So that's kind of what we went with. And then I thought we'd also do like a sunken sitting area because that's a very 70s thing. Like that was so common to have like these sort of split level builds and interior, you have interior like planters and gardens and all that. We did a small like interior garden in the kitchen. Not here. We don't have a lot of room. Like we don't have a lot of room for all this. Now I did mention before that I did this all on a live stream over on my Twitch channel. And if you didn't know, I've actually got a YouTube channel where I post all my live streams after they're done, and you can go there and watch the whole thing if you want. I think it's like 2.5 hours or something like that. So if you want to watch this in real time, obviously with me having a chat with the audience there, we sort of come up with all the ideas and we sort of figure it out as we go. Feel free to do so. If it's good, you should do it. You should subscribe to that channel too. It's got great content on it. Otherwise, just go to my Twitch channel, follow that so you get notifications, all that kind of stuff. Should be all good. Oh, also, I never really plugged this on YouTube, but I also have a Discord channel, a Discord server, which is linked on my website. My website is linked in the description, so you can find it there. But I think it's discord.gg/James Turner YT. I'm saying that like I'm so unsure. Let me check it. Discord.gg/James Turner YT. Testing. Oh yeah, that is my server. Cool. There's only 3,100 members. You could be the 3,101st member if you want. Yeah, it's just a nice little community environment. A lot of people have a chat and hang out in there. So I suggest you should check it out. And anyway, so we're doing very 70s colors. We got lots of browns, lots of greens, lots of yellows. Like when I was looking it up, something I noticed as well. I'm like, I was looking at all these rooms. I'm like, wow. 70s, they just pick a color and go with it, don't they? Like there's like some rooms that were green, and then that was the color they used for everything. And then there was some that were just blue. I'm like, okay, that's their color. The living room, we're going like the browns and yellows and the sort of like avocado green on the couch as well. Well, it's not quite avocado green. It's a bit more muted than that. But sort of that green with a bit of yellow undertones to the couch. So it still sort of fits in with the walls and all that. But I'm like, oh, I was having so much fun building this. Like we could have just done a regular living room set. Or the other idea was, we're trying to figure out exactly what we wanted to build. The other idea was we could do like a apartment, like a sort of New York City style apartment. That's a classic on TV shows. Or we could have done like a big penthouse or something like that as a set, but we settled on 70s house for some reason. I don't know, it was fun to build. It's something different anyway, so I had fun with it. This is not, as a heads up, this is not available for download on the gallery because people always ask. It's not available yet. It will be. And I'll put it, if I remember, I'll put a link in the description at some point in the future. If it becomes available to download, I'll come back and I'll add it. So if you're watching it and there's a link in the description that says download, it's out. If not, it'll be out eventually. So basically the reason I'm not posting it yet is because in the Let's Plays, I'm changing it all the time. Like, I mean, in the last like 2 to 3 days, we've done 2 major renovations on this lot as it is. And it's just changing constantly. So I will post this when we're done with it, and then it will be up there and you can check it out and it'll all be beautiful and peachy. So Get Famous. So another reason I wanted to build this sort of style is Get Famous came with so much content that sort of fits in with this era. Like it's a lot of more mid-century styled stuff, even a little bit of postmodern sort of stylings, but it sort of all blends in together with this sort of 70s vibe. And oh yeah, so I was placing this horse. I've used this horse quite a lot actually. I think every time I use it, I always mention it as well. Like I owe it like that horse from that stupid Brady Bunch movie, which was, let me check it out. Brady Bunch movie. I think, was it a 90s movie or was it early 2000s? Brady Bunch movie. It was like it's some. It was 90s. It was in the 90s, and it's such a stupid movie. I really love it. I don't know. I find it so ridiculous. I want to watch it again, actually. Is it available to watch anywhere? Let me check Netflix. Anyway, so if you haven't seen it, so the Brady Bunch movie, obviously, hopefully you know what the Brady Bunch is. Anyway, this movie that was made in the 90s was based on the TV show, which I think the TV show is from the late 60s, early 70s. Let me see. The TV show was 1969. Okay, yeah, so late 60s, very late 60s actually, pretty much the last couple of months of the 60s, and then the 70s. So that's when the TV show was from. Then they made this movie in the 90s, and in the in the 90s, the idea was like the whole world is the 90s, but this family is stuck in the 70s. They dress like they're in the 70s, they act like they're in the 70s, and it's just so stupid. I don't know, I find it so funny. I guess I've got a bit of nostalgia around it because obviously watched it as a kid. It's so dumb. Anyway, so I was inspired by that, and the whole point of this tangent is that horse. Like I'm pretty sure it's from the movie. Like they break the horse or something, but it's like some valuable antique that some dude tries to steal. I gotta rewatch it. I gotta rewatch this. Anyway, they have this horse, and I was like, it's perfect for this because this is kind of like styled like the Brady Bunch house, and we got this horse in there, and it's all wonderful, isn't it? I don't know what I'm talking about. So let's go back to the build. So we've just finished the living room, and now we're trying to sort of figure out how the other rooms are going to fit in because we've got to build the kitchen and we got to build the bedroom. And so the idea is that my main sim is going to sleep in the bedroom, and then we have the kitchen and the living space, and then the kids, because we got 2 kids, we've got twins, they're going to have their own separate room that's not going to be like a set, so they'll just have a room off to the side. We're going to do like a little dressing room, like a little gym, and then also like we do the most, dude, you're going to be so excited for this. We do the most ridiculous bathroom. So this is not part of the sets. We build because we need a bathroom, and I didn't want to have a bathroom set because then there'd be no privacy for the Sims, and it'd be really just annoying to play. So I built this bathroom that's like sort of off to the side. It's like part of the studio lot, and it's a golden bathroom, as gold as we can make it, and we make it cost, I think it costs $42,000 in the end just for the bathroom. It's the best thing ever because we got so much money. I was like, I need to spend this. So this kitchen, the color we chose was yellow. I don't know if you can tell, but I had fun with it. This is a good one. So also, when I started placing furniture in here, I was like, this place is massive again. I'm like, this is a really big kitchen, which is fine because sets tend to usually be a little bit bigger than they would realistically be just because it makes it easier to film and sort of get stuff around there. And so I decided to go for, again, another layout kind of inspired by the Brady Bunch. Actually, the living room is more inspired just by typical sitcom stuff. This was kind of inspired by the Brady Bunch a little, not like it's obviously nothing like it if you actually look it up, but just the idea of having the island counter and then like the sort of round table. Other than that, it's like completely different and looks nothing like it. So in that sense of the general layout of like this sort of TV kitchen, that's sort of what we're going with. And yellow. I think the Brady Bunch kitchen was like green, someone was saying as well. How many times have I said the name of that TV show? I don't know. Let's see, kitchen. I'm going to check it out. Oh yeah, it's like they got sort of a peach and avocado themed kitchen. Good Lord. That's beautiful though, isn't it? Man, I kind of wish that style's a very loose term. That a look like that still existed, you know? Those colors, just like, I don't know, it seems fun. Don't get me wrong, I would not want to live in that. I would not want to have that in my own house, but like, just in general, like if there was just, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I keep just going off on weird tangents. Anyway, so that's our kitchen. We got little bar stools there. I'm making the island counter a little bit smaller because I realized it took up way too much room, and it was just like we kind of needed space for the table as well. So we're playing around with that to get it all fit well. So we decided to go for the sort of avocado green chairs there as well. I thought the green and the yellow went together quite nicely. And we got those hideous tiles on the floor as well, which is just good family fun, you know? You know, if this kitchen doesn't wake you up in the morning, like if your coffee won't do it, then maybe the look and style of this kitchen will. Oh yes, I was placing all these. These are $2,000 each. I placed all these effects machines, and then someone in the chat's like, you placed too many of them. I'm like, what are you talking about? Then we go into live mode, and I realized that even though the effects machines are a 2x1 sort of tile size, they affect a 1x4 area, or maybe like a 2x4 area. So they're bigger than that machine, and I'm like, oh. Yeah, you're right. And then I went through and sold them and basically lost $400 in each of them. I'm like, whoops. Whoops. But that's what, that's why the live stream chat is so useful. You guys always provide useful feedback. And I wouldn't be here without you. No, that doesn't make any sense. I would probably still be doing it. I'd probably just be much worse. I'd be much worse without you. Let's say that. Oh, man. So this is where I do the little sort of garden planter, like the sort of interior planter. So it's just like a little stone. Oh, these stones as well. So 70s, like having those big like flagstone looking things everywhere. So I do little hedges in there. I thought that was quite nice. And then we just have this sort of kitchen exit that's going to be on that side. I sort of do like a nice big archway. I thought that looked quite good actually. So then that's like the sort of set entrance through there. And you come into the area just like that. Also, I was like, so we got that door. You might have noticed the door next to the fridge. That's supposed to be like a walk-in pantry. That's kind of the idea of it. But I realized like it would never be like closed in because I closed it in like a 1x2. It's a set, so they'd just be open at the back. So I might actually go through and remove that wall so it looks more like a set actually would, rather than having it all closed in. And then of course we got some beautiful sort of pop art styled stuff. Just bright, colorful, weird sort of textures and patterns on the wall, which I thought fit really, really well with this. And then right here, we're trying to figure out like, because I was like, I wanted to put a plant in here. So you can see I was trying to do that before as well. And then I was trying a bunch of stuff. I was going to do like bigger plants and do all this like sort of more giant stuff. And it just didn't make a whole lot of sense because it was just too big. Like I had to keep reminding myself, even though our walls are really tall, like we got really tall walls. The idea is we're not trying to use the whole wall space. It's basically just so when you're filming with a camera, you don't catch the top of, you don't film over the top of the wall by accident. Like, that's kind of what it's for. So I kept reminding myself that. I'm like, yes, the walls look blank. The walls look huge. We don't need to fill it, though. That's not the point. So I kept trying to do this stuff, and I'm like, wait. It's like, we don't need to do that. And they've got a few little actual lights in there. Make sure I get studio lights. So those giant, those ceiling lights I got above, those big circular ones that you might have seen a couple of times, so good for just lighting the space, because I didn't want to use a bunch of those. So there's some buy-to-bug lights that they actually use on the movie lot in the game, like when you go to work, and those are way brighter than regular lights. They light up a way bigger area. But the problem with it is because they have a set lighting color and tone, and you can't change that. So I was like, okay, we got to figure out a way we can do different lighting. So basically the idea is if I want to change all the sets to nighttime, I want to be able to do that. So we could have like maybe we just be like, oh, it's nighttime now, and like turn down the lights outside and all that. I don't know. I thought I had fun with it anyway. So that was the idea. So the bedroom, like I said, you know how I said earlier, it's like we pick a color and go with it. The bedroom, we picked blue. That's what we're doing. So the bedroom's going to be blue. And I also realized it was way too big, so that's why I sort of brought it forward a little bit, so it's not like right at the back. And then we're sort of just picking out rugs and patterns and weird stuff to all go with it, and trying to figure out how it's going to work. So I think this actually turned out really well. There's a lot of really nice, like, fun rugs that fit this theme, like, super well. Just hitting, like, this particular rug here that came with Get Famous. Really, really good. Bed also came with Get Famous. Like the pack did come with some really nice build buy items. And that can be used in a lot of modern situations too. It's just kind of like, if you put all these items together, it looks like you've gone back in time. But if you sort of use them as accent pieces in like a regular build, it would definitely look modern and look really good. So there's a lot of potential for that kind of stuff. So yeah, we got 3 sets here. Like ideally, I would have liked to have a whole house in sets. You know, I would have liked to have the living room. I would like to have a bathroom set, the kitchen set, the bedroom set, and probably a secondary bedroom set, and then maybe some other ones as well. But we just didn't have room on this lot. Like, this lot is only 50 by 40, like I said. This is the biggest soundstage. The other ones are both way too small to really do anything in anyway. I was considering building another set in one of the other ones, but it's actually just too small. Like, it's a very small little space, so we didn't end up doing that. But yeah, I think what we ended up with is actually really cool, and I think it's going to be fun to play with this and live in this area, because we used to live in the sort of, what do you call it, little trailers that we have out the back. They're the celebrity trailers. We used to live in those, so it'd be a nice upgrade to move into this house. And a lot of you guys as well were saying, because we're using our really crappy kitchen in the trailer, to like, dude, upgrade your kitchen. If you just get better appliances, you have better food. So there you go. That's the answer. We got a better kitchen now, better appliances. It should be good. And now we can, if we want, we could, oh, dude, should I do a whole LP episode just filming this like it was, like it was a TV show? It'd be so hard to film that, though. I kind of want to do it. It's not, man, should we, I want to do it. I want to do it, but there's no way I can do a 50-minute episode, a normal episode like that. We could do a shorter episode that is filmed like that. I don't know how to make it work, though. I mean, I'll look into it. It'd be fun to do that. So yeah, I'm just doing a few more little details around the build as well, because like there's a few lamps that I wanted to put in. Oh, we love the leopard print lamp. Oh, guys, so if you if you were on the live stream, so my one of my good friends, Deligracy, she was there hanging out as well, and she didn't like the leopard print lamp. We did a poll. Majority of the people really liked it and had fun with it, and I think it's a lot of fun. And then on her most recent video, which was actually the Christmas shopping haul that she did for this year. So if you're watching this in the future, that's the video it's on. There's like 100 comments about saying, I like the leopard print lamp, or like, I hate the leopard print lamp. And it's just so out of context. It's great. We just invaded her channel. It was fantastic. So, you know what? Don't tell her I sent you, but go to her latest video and say you either love or hate the leopard print lamp. Just do it. Don't tell her I sent you. Don't tell her. Just do it. I mean, who else would have sent you guys? It'll be fun. They'll be fun. Just let's not talk about it anymore. Okay, so here I'm also just pulling out a bunch of items that make sense for a movie studio lot. Like there's all these decorative pieces. Because again, this is supposed to look like an actual, sound stage where they're going to film a TV show or something. So I'm getting a bunch of cameras, a bunch of lighting, a bunch of stuff like that. We've got all the sort of lighting trays. We've got the special effects machine. I'm painting the back of the sets as well. So they have like sort of like wooden wall that looks like it's just a big set wall that's been put up for the production. And then we're sort of, like I said, getting all those bits and pieces in there. Now we have this space over here, which is actually, this is where I was talking about where we're going to be building the golden bathroom. We're building the kids' room and we're building a little gym as well. So these are just like the additional rooms off to the side that we're going to be using for that kind of stuff. And I think it actually worked out quite well. So we got the kids' room, which is going to be for the two children, which is nothing too special. It's honestly just a couple of beds and then some toys and a bookcase and all that. But the golden bathroom I have a bit of fun with. We kind of just put everything we possibly can in there. It wasn't actually that expensive was the problem. Like when you use all the golden items for the bathroom, it's actually not that expensive. And I was kind of disappointed with that. So then we put in really expensive artwork and we put in really expensive statues as well. Like we put in those, suits of armor because they're like $8,200 each. I think I did like 2 of them in there. Like I just wanted it to be really expensive, you know, like I wanted it to be an experience. You go to the bathroom, I want you to enjoy it, you know, like look, lady, my sim, her name is Lady. She has so much money. Well, look, we've done all this build. We still have $100,000 left. We've spent like $70,000 already, but that we still have over 100K. Like we got to spend it, and that's basically what this bathroom is me just spending money because we have it. Oh, and yeah, and I do like a little red carpet to it with like velvet, like a little velvet rope. I had way too much fun with it. We had way too much fun doing that because I did this live stream and I'm like, okay guys, this is just gonna be a really quick live stream. It's not gonna take too long. And then I ended up spending 3 hours doing this because we're just doing silly things, having fun. So I was putting that tape in because that's like a little fence that Sims can't walk past. So I was kind of directing where the Sims can actually walk with that. So these rooms, the bathroom, I don't actually add any windows to because I didn't think about it until it was too late. Otherwise I would have. The other 2 rooms I do add windows to because they're more like, you'd probably want windows in a bedroom and in the gym. So I add those in because I think it makes sense anyway. Yeah, so we're just going complete opulence in this, getting everything that we can. Got like the marble golden swan bathtub, which is the most, can you imagine that? Just having that. I got this gold plated bathtub made out of marble. What a life you would be living if you could get that. And then we got obviously all the other golden bathroom fixtures and fittings. And then when I was done, I was like, yeah, that's kind of like, I was like, that's not enough. I was like, okay, let's get a chair in here. I wanted to use that one, but I didn't really like the black on the chair. Like if it had the zebra print in a gold and white, it would have been perfect. And then in the end, I completely changed it. And also I was just trying to fit everything in. You can see like it doesn't really fit. I'm trying to get it all to all sort of work together. Oh yeah, we do. Because there's a golden framed toilet roll thing you can see there. But the funny thing is that the toilet paper roll then goes under instead of over. And I tell you what, I'm an over person with my toilet paper roll. I'm not an under person. And I think Lady is that kind of, she's an under rolling person. Under rolling person? I don't know. Comment down below. Do you have your toilet paper rolling over or under? If you have it on a thing. Because I know like where I used to live, I didn't even have like, we didn't have a toilet paper thing. It just sat on the little what do you call it, little side table. Like there was no roll, so it just sat there. There was neither. It was sideways. I don't know. Anyway, and you know what? I prefer over. And if you prefer under, that's fine. But we can't be friends. I'm sorry. Just as a heads up. Yeah, so this is what we end up doing. I found that so funny because with the vase of flowers there and then flowers painted behind it. I don't know. I found that really funny. There was just a painting of flowers behind the pot of flowers right in front of it. I don't know why. It's not that funny, but I liked it. So this is the kids' room. Obviously, at the moment, it looks really, really gross and awful. And it seems like it would be absolute just hell to live in there. But we make it nice. It actually turns out quite nice. At least I think it does. I started off with these windows and then I was like, I don't like those. I was like, I love the windows, but not for this particular build. I was like, this is not working because they don't really fit on the wall very well. I decided to use the other new window that came to Get Famous. I really like this one. Really big, really bright and all that as well. And we sort of put it all along there. And because we got a big fence there, and I didn't plan on taking down the fence or moving it, I still want it to be private anyway. Like I wouldn't really want people looking into my sound stage from just the street. I decided we just put some hedges there, so then you look out the window, there's at least some greenery there. It looks a little bit nicer than just staring at a concrete wall, you know? And then, like I said, this room is not too special, but I think it's much nicer than that concrete block that it was just a second ago. And then the other room there in the middle is actually going to be the gym. As you can see, I sort of put the equipment in there. I was going to use those mirrors and I realized it was just dumb and just use the other mirrors and it just makes more sense. So we have the treadmill and we have the weights machine back here from one of the trailers that we had before. And yeah, that's pretty much all that room is. Nothing special, but it's next to the bathroom, so if you need a shower, it's all sort of convenient and right there to go as well. And then the kids' room, you can see, it's got a couple of beds, the monster light on the wall, the little rugs, and then we also do like a little reading corner. We do like little science tables in there, and we put Blarfy in there as well because we removed Blarfy from the lot, so we had to add him back again. And that's kind of it. And then outside, because there's not so much we could put in this room. Like we just have a couple of chairs and that. Outside, we do have the swing set, and we have like the slip and slide and all that on the rest of the lot. So there's still stuff for the kids to do, which I think is quite good, and I'm quite happy with it in that sense. Oh yeah, so I was putting these chairs there, and I'm like, I don't want eyes looking at me. If I'm laying down in bed, I don't want to be able to open my eyes and stare something else in the eyes. You know, whether it just be a painting, a photo, I don't want eyes staring back at me when I'm laying down in bed, you know? I mean, like fake eyes. Real eyes is probably fine, but well, actually, if it's someone standing over your bed, that's not fine. You know what I mean, though? I don't know why I'm going into so much detail on this, but I just don't want weird, creepy seat chair eyes staring at me. So that's why I put that rather than, you know, at the end of the beds looking back at them. And then, a little toy chest as well. And then a couple of curtains as well to make it look a little bit nicer there as well. If you haven't seen the whole lot before, this is kind of what the entire lot looks like. Like I said, if you want to go back and watch the building of this, it's linked at the end of this video down below. I was on screen at the beginning. If you check the cards, it was linked there. Yeah, so this is the whole lot. We built this in a different video. But today, we did the sort of interior. We built these little sets. So the idea is you come in here. Let me put all the walls up. And then if you sort of position the camera where it would actually be, this would sort of be your camera angle. You'd be filming in here. You might have an angle over this way as well. Like this is kind of what we built. How cool is this though? I don't know. Man, I had way too much fun building this. This is cool. That's our living room set. Go down this way. We got the kitchen set. Look at this. Yeah, so I used on the green screen, I used the background of like the Von Horn estate. At least that's what I think it looks like. So like when you look out the windows, it just looks like grass or something. I thought that worked quite well. So we got the kitchen set here. Look at this. You can film that little scene. You can film the table. I don't know. It's cool. And then the bedroom set. Look at this thing. Look at this. Oh, dude, I love the leopard print lamp. So that's the bedroom there. And then obviously we had the rest of like the sort of soundstage in here. There is a little bit more I want to build. I want to build like a catwalk up the top here as well, so you can access all the lighting rigs. That was kind of the idea. And then back over this way, we got the golden bathroom. Like, look at this thing. Let's get in here. Oh, it's so contrasting to everything else on this entire lot is completely different to this. But you walk in here, you see this. The two sort of suits of armor, sorry, that expensive damn picture, that swan bathtub, curtains over the door, the chair there as well, the stupid flowers in front of the other flowers, the shower, the sink, the towels, it's all in there. And then the next room, like after that, the rooms, like I probably should have showed that last because you sort of walk in here and you're like, that's disappointing. Let's just go out. And then the kids' room is in here, which I think is pretty nice. It's nice and bright and colorful. Like it's nothing like too fancy or too super special, but I think it gets the job done anyway. So that's basically all we did. Just renovated this area. The cool thing about it is that we can now go into like live mode, and then we could say, you know, let's set color and intensity of this room. Let's go like, you can sort of go like, if we go like to more of a blue and do like that. So this is obviously, so basically the cool thing about this, because these lights are on the upper floor, so these are all the sort of ambient lighting, then these lights are actually in the house. So then you still get the regular colored lighting down there, but then the sort of ambient lighting is much darker. So then it like looks like a nighttime setting. Like how cool is that? That we can do that. I don't know. I'm having too much fun with it. Then we can go like this. Let's go visual effects to this guy. So let me just teleport here so we can get there quicker. Visual effect. We can set it to anything, but let's go for, let's make something realistic. Let's go rain. Makes sense. We can set the background as well. So go set green screen. There's not really a night. You can't just make it nighttime, which is annoying. But if we do that, it's a little bit darker, I think. So it might look a bit darker. So we do that. So rain will then start from these guys when she does it. There you go. So now you get this sort of raining setup. It's nighttime. It's raining. I don't know. Look at that out the window. Man, I don't know. I have so much fun with this stuff. It's so stupid. I love it. But now it looks like we're in an apartment. Not really nighttime, but whatever. Shut up, kind of girl. But yeah, there you go. That's the renovation. This will be available for download at some point in the future. If it's already available, it's linked down in the description below. But until then, guys, thanks for watching. I will see you next time, and have an awesome day.